let's talk. Good morning, y'all. It's Mammo with my daily conniption. Oh, I'm telling you what a day it's going to be. First of all, I do realize that I am earlier than usual, but that is because, let me get that off there. Pam Bondi will be testifying today at 10 a.m. on C-SPAN. I'd like to watch Pam Bondi, the protector of pedophiles, continue in her quest to protect every pedophile she has ever encountered in her whole entire life, because that seems to be her life's mission. I do digress. So we shall continue on. Just more notes here. Let me see if I can get my fingers this way. Whoops, get over here. So that QR code right there, if you scan that with your phone, it will take you to what's called my link tree, and it has all the platforms that I'm on, plus my site for merch and the Go Buy Mammo coffee site. So that's what all that's about. So let me get on here. See if anybody's here yet. No, I started too early for y'all. I apologize. So I don't see anybody on here yet. Yeah, we got about 6 on. Let me know if you're on. Good morning, Caroline. There we go. So yeah, I kind of tricked you. I'm about a half hour earlier than usual, but like I said, I really want to watch the Pam Bondi. Let a few more get on here. And it looks like Detroit's getting about the weather we are. Good morning, Tony Wilson. How are you this morning? Let's see. I got to tell my comments to show up. There we go. Makes it much easier that way. That way you all can see it. And now I know I got to do that every time. It doesn't stay. So I'm going to get started, and I want to welcome anybody that jumps in on here on replay. I thank you for watching this on replay. And like I said, I know I'm early, so a lot of you will have to see this on replay. But like I said, find your C-SPAN channel, and she's going to be in front of the House Judiciary Committee. And that's how it'll show up on C-SPAN, and you'll know which one's the correct one. Speaking of the Congress, Mikey Johnson continues to be a coward. Oh, what a shock. The best that this Christian man could do when they asked him last night, which was almost a week later, about the Obamas as apes, he said it was a mistake. That's all he said. That was it. No condemnation. No telling about the taco did. It was simply a mistake. Now, here's the mammal in me. Mikey, was it truly a mistake in your Christian heart? Or was it a mistake that you got caught? There's a difference. My estimation is you white Christian nationalists are just upset you got caught saying the private things out loud and to the public. That's what Mammal thinks. But then I'm old and I have no filters anymore. Savannah Guthrie's situation continues to be heartbreaking. Her mom is still missing. Last night they broke with news that they had detained a man for questioning, and they blocked off a street, and they had crime scene tape around it. Well, they've released him. They had the wrong one, and they didn't find anything. So that was another false lead. And once again, no, I don't have a cold. I just won't get my nose operated on. I apologize. Okay, here's the fun news. The grand jury in Washington failed to indict 4 congressmen and 2 senators, including Senator Mark Kelly, on the stupid charges of sedition for their video of you don't have to obey an illegal order. Well, guess what? You don't have to obey an illegal order. And you know what? That goes for y'all in the Department of Justice and the FBI, and I will go on through that a little later. But in no department of the United States do you obey or do anything you're told to do that's against the law, policy, or procedure. You just don't do it because they're setting you up to be a patsy and you'll be the one holding the bag. You don't do it. If you have a superior telling you to do something that's illegal, not in policy or not in procedure, you tell them no, you do it. And if they say they want to fire you for insubordination, say go for it. I'd like that in writing, what you asked me to do, that you're firing me. Trust me on this one. Never, ever, ever, ever do that, and never, ever, ever sign for something. If it ain't in writing, it didn't happen. So you just remember that. So once again, they're batting 1,000. I mean, this is a ball team you want. Bondi, Blanche, Piro, and Hegseth. So that's the kind of team you get when you go for 2 Fox Noise commentators, a pageant queen, and a doof. That's what you get when you think these people, because they play attorneys on TV, that they're really attorneys, because they're not. So what we had here is to remember they couldn't indict James Comey. So Taco, honey, you know Mammal's had talks with you, and it's been a while. Back in the 80s, and if y'all ever watched the movie Wolf of Wall Street, remember the whole trend of all you have to do is look the look and be the part and it'll be, and people were seriously fudging resumes and stuff. Taco, that didn't work then, and it doesn't work in real life. You can't just keep saying something over and over and it will be fact. Qualifications matter. Quality people in these positions matter. So you just keep it up your way, and I'll go for the way we used to do it when qualifications mattered. You got idiots. I mean, this is a case of the inmates are running the asylum. Now, come on. Oh, that's right. It's your asylum. Enough said. So there you go. Remember, there is not one person in that administration, especially after watching old Lutnick, and I imagine after watching Bondi today and watching those people yesterday talking about the Department of Homeland Security. I'm here to tell you, there is not one single solitary person in that entire administration that would know the truth if it walked up their back and whooped them in the head. And yes, that is a technical term, whooped them. All righty, so moving on. In all of the important things we need to get done in the Congress, we have GOP congressmen, several of them, and Fox Noise hosts who are waving their flag and their hair's on fire, that want an FCC investigation into the Super Bowl halftime show. Why? Because according to Megyn Kelly, there were no white people in it. And yes, she said the quiet part out loud too. And all of the Fox Noise people were all upset because it was in Spanish. Furthered by that Jesse Waters guy is totally upset because they had all those foreign flags. Okay, Jesse, honey, if you paid attention, there at the end, Bad Bunny was talking about the Americas. If you had stayed awake in geography class about the 5th grade, when we refer to the Americas, it runs from the northernmost point of Canada to the southernmost point of Chile. Okay, that's the Americas. And I got a clue for you. More people in the Americas, because that takes in everything, including the Caribbean, speak Spanish than speak English. Just saying. And there are trade partners. And South America has a vastly greater population than North America. I'm just telling you, Jesse, I don't want you crying. I don't want you curling up in a ball. And I want you to know that Mexico City is a very large city too. And that Brasilia and Rio are all really large cities too. It's true. And they have cars. And they buy things. And they speak Spanish. So there you go. That's what the Americas are. I also got another hint for you. There's a lot of people that live in Canada and Louisiana and some of the islands in the Caribbean that speak French. Yes. And half of them ain't white either. I'm just telling you. I know. Jesse had to go home and take him some Excedrin PM. It was a bad day for him. He just realized that white people don't inhabit the whole earth. Moving on. Former Trump lawyer and conspiracy theorist who lost all of his election denying lawsuits, including with Carrie Lake last year, is now the head of the Federal Elections Commission, whatever that job is. He is the one who wrote the brief and then took it to the prosecutor in Missouri. And the prosecutor wrote the warrant and sent it to Georgia, and the FBI refused to act on it. So 7 top FBI officials resigned. They presented it again, and then they found FBI people that would go out on this. Tulsi Gabbard was sitting there in a corner playing secret squirrel. We still don't know why, and she shouldn't have been there, except she and Pam Bondi are inseparable. Isn't that precious? I didn't know Blondie Pam Bondi, the protector of pedophiles, swung both ways, because Tulsi Gabbard has said she does, and I'm just saying. Anyway, they're inseparable, according to Blondie Pam Bondi, the protector of pedophiles. And that's why she was there. Except on the hierarchy of things, if you look, the DNI would be at higher level than the Attorney General. And actually, the Attorney General should keep themselves sequestered from the rest of the administration. But what do I know? I'm just old, and I'm just an old civics geek. Anyway, so the FBI goes in. They got the ballots from Georgia. They now have no idea where those ballots are, what they intend to do with them. They've just confiscated them, and nobody knows except for this quack attorney. There you go. Remember Taco about qualified, quality people. And this prosecutor in Missouri, who is also an elections denier. Secret Squirrel DNI director Tulsi Gabbard, and Blondie Pam Bondi, the protector of pedophiles. So who the hell knows what they're going to try to accomplish. And finally, I have gotten some wonderful messages from you all from Taco Tuesday. For those of you that didn't get to check in from Taco Tuesday, I noticed we have my Canadians on there this morning. Brenda, I'm sorry that you have snow, so do we. Please keep your cold air up there. And I'm sorry about the bridge, but Taco's an idiot. So anyway, last night I made the offer that we would trade the taco for Prime Minister Carney, and to sweeten the deal a little bit, I'd throw in 2 of Carmel's ponies. Well, we got some more offers. So now here's our offer for Carney. We'll trade you taco, 2 ponies. Now we have 2 jackasses that were thrown into the pot. I don't know if it's the 4-legged jackasses or 2 members of his cabinet. This is just what I was told to offer. A large screen TV. Somebody was offering to throw in a large screen TV and a bottle of ketchup. So, do we have a counter offer? That's our offer. That's our standing offer. So let me know if there's a counter offer. This is taco for Carney, and we realize we must pay boot. So that's all I got this morning. Make sure you follow the ticker and use your 5 calls app. Call your congressmen and senators. You tell the Republicans no on the SAVE Act. You tell the Democrats, hell no, we are not going to fund anything that has to do with ICE. Oh, Lord, if you'd have watched those hearings yesterday. And cosplay Barbie Christy Nolm's supposed to have her butt up there. We're not funding ICE. That's ridiculous. What the Democrats are asking for is not outrageous or out of line at all. It is what normal law enforcement, from federal marshals to state police to state patrol to county sheriffs and local police departments, have to follow. All we're asking is that these ICE rogues have to follow the exact same procedures, appearances, gear that every other law enforcement agency has to follow. So stay salty, use your outside voices, and be sure to make your calls today. Love you. Now, tomorrow morning, I do have to tell you, oh, Papa's wearing his red beanie. Oh, right. He's going to go out and protest. Tomorrow, I've got a couple of appointments in the morning, so I'll hop on. I just can't tell you what time it'll be. A surprise. Bye-bye.